Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Bob, KK4DIV, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my Yaesu 817 and some different battery options. As you all know, or anybody that's subscribed to my channel and watches my videos knows, I do a lot of portable operating. I'm active in the radar community, which is rapid deployment amateur radio. So I use this 817 quite a bit. This is my go-to radio, it's my radio choice, and I love this radio. It's a 5-watt all mode from 160 up to 70 centimeters, 160 meters up to 70 centimeters. So all mode, great radio, awesome little package, very portable, just great. I use it in different ways when it comes to power. I've got a sealed lead acid battery that I use if I'm going for extended periods of time, such as camping and things like that. If I'm going to be out for a couple of days, I always bring a sealed lead acid battery with me. That's good for at least a couple of days of run time. Never had any problems running out of power. I also have used this W4RT Electronics nickel metal hydride 9.6 volt 2700 milliamp hour battery. Bought this battery about a year and a half ago. I want to say it was around $70 from the W4RT website. Very happy with the battery when I first got it. Did a radar event and was calling CQ and making contacts and did a lot for about 3 hours. And made several contacts and considered the first run with this battery a great success. Was able to be extremely portable and didn't have to worry about an external battery or anything like that. It was just radio and antenna, and that was it. So I was able to be extremely portable. But as you know, over time batteries tend to degrade. And like I said, I bought that battery about a year and a half ago. Last time I went to use this battery, I went to key up, had it fully charged, went to key up the radio and the battery dies, or the radio dies. Turn on the radio again, look at the meter, says I've got about 10 volts, key up the mic, radio dies. So the battery wasn't providing enough amps to keep the radio going. Not real thrilled about that, considering this is about a $70 investment. Now, it's a year and a half ago. Maybe that's the life expectancy out of those batteries. I just thought I was a little bit disappointed. I thought I should be getting a little bit more, but you know, maybe that is the life expectancy. If that is it, great. I'm not going to bash W4RT. Now, if it would have happened, you know, 6 months later, or if I get another one and it doesn't hold up, maybe I'll bash them a little bit, but I'm not going to. They were very responsive to my emails when I was contacting them about the battery and the charger I got. Very happy with the battery at first, but you know, maybe it's something I did, although I don't believe so, because I always ensured that I would fully drain the battery, let the radio run completely down before I charge it. And on their website in the instructions said to make sure you let the battery rest for 30 minutes after you take it out of the radio, after you've been using it, to charge it. That, did that, followed all the instructions, but you know, here I am with a battery that doesn't work. So, not super pleased with that. Year and a half at most out of that battery. I would have expected it to be a little bit longer, but you know, c'est la vie, as they say. So what am I doing now? Well, the Yaesu 817 comes with an alkaline battery pack, holds 8 AA batteries. And what I've done is I have installed 2400 milliamp hour nickel metal hydride batteries. These are Duracells. They're relatively inexpensive. I mean, they're not as cheap as an alkaline battery, but they're relatively inexpensive, a lot cheaper than buying another one of these. And I've also got the Duracell rapid charger, so I can have 4 of these charged in about an hour. So it takes about 2 hours to charge all 8 batteries. Not a bad deal. I think I paid for the charger. I think the charger came with 4 batteries. It was about $35, and then 4 more batteries was another $10, $15. So under $50. I got the charger and the batteries, so cheaper than this. We'll just have to see how they hold up, how they perform in the field and things like that. I'm going to throw out a warning though. After I had done all of this, I started doing a little bit of research, and a lot of things on the website do not run nickel metal hydride batteries, AA style, through the battery tray. The reason is the coating they put on the outside of this battery is very thin. And compared to alkaline batteries, nickel metal hydride batteries have a fast rate of discharge. They can put out a lot more amps than a lot more current than a AA battery, from what I've read. So if the casing gets scuffed and it shorts out against the case, you can run into a situation where there's a high current short going on, which can damage the wiring to your radio, can damage the components, can cause the batteries to burst. Not a situation you want to have going on in your $700, $600, $700 radio. But with that said, I'm going to keep using them. I've looked in here. I don't see where these batteries are going to be rubbing up against anything. The battery tray came with a little plastic flap that kind of protects the batteries as they go into one side of the radio over here. You see this little black plastic flap. I hope you can see that. The batteries go up under that flap. So that flap does protect the batteries over here. The batteries on this side, there's no place they're going to be contacting the case of the radio. So I think it's going to be a pretty safe gamble. We will have to see. I certainly hope I don't blow up my $600 radio. I love this radio, but we'll just see. I'm going to be very careful with them, and we'll see how it goes. I do want to continue testing these batteries just to see how they compare on run time and things like that to this other battery pack. I will say I took these out last weekend on the back patio and ran them for about 2 hours. A lot of listening, a little transmitting, mostly listening though, and had plenty of battery power to do that for a couple hours. And honestly, for me, a couple hours of radio was enough. I do like to get outside and operate portable, but after about 2 hours, I'm over it. I'm ready to take a hike, look at some scenery, things like that. So these batteries may be great for that. After my little patio excursion, I did come inside the next day with the radio and turned it on. They had a little bit of juice left, but after they got down to about 8.5 volts, you could really see the voltage drop on these. I mean, you could literally watch the power meter drop. It would go 8.5, 8.4, 8.3, and once it got down to 8, it was 7.9, 8.76, and the radio shut off. So after about 8.5 volts, when they're down to that capacity, it really drops off quick. The radio does shut down at 7.5 volts. That is about the point where the radio just says, that's too low, I'm done, and it will shut off. So I did recharge these batteries, and I got a fresh charge on these batteries here. I'm going to take them out again today. I think I'm going to do a little bit of portable operating there at the clubhouse before the club meeting tonight at 7 o'clock at the clubhouse. So we'll see how it's going. So I just want to give everybody an update and some battery options for your 817. Obviously, if you're camping and going to spend a couple days out, the nickel metal hydride option is not the best one. You just don't get that much of a runtime. I do recommend an external battery pack, something like a sealed lead acid battery. I have a 12 amp hour sealed lead acid battery that I use that will keep me up and running for a couple days, and that's a good option. But like I said, just want to show you some options, let you know about my disappointment. I guess a year and a half really isn't too bad out of that. Maybe some other people can in the comments tell me their experiences, if they have any with this battery pack. Tell me if a year and a half is about what's expected, but that's the first one I bought. Not too keen on buying another $75 battery or $70 battery pack, however much they are nowadays. Just figured I'd give this a different option to try here, so that's where I stand with that. So appreciate everybody spending the time to watch my video here today, and Hope you took a little bit away from this video. So till we talk to you next time, 7-3 everybody out there in YouTube land. This is Bob, KK4DIB.